This video, I'm going to show you how to use the warp tools. So for this, your character should be locked. Your background layer, you can move it below your character if you want. It's just going to put anything you draw behind this character. So this is, it says the width tool, but I call it all the warp tools. So hold down this arrow and then click over to that one arrow that was going this way. This way you don't have to keep clicking the toolbar and clicking and holding down and switching tools. It's right here for you. So we're going to start with the shape. You can do a rectangle. I'm just going to make it a color so you know how it's going, and I'm going to also Control Z, make that line the same color. So, okay, now what these are going to do, I'm going to do different ones. So this square, I'm going to zoom in and show you this one. We're going to start back from right to left. So your shape has to be selected if you want to warp it in any way. It's called the wrinkle tool. This is super duper big, so when it wrinkles, you just click on it. I'm holding my space bar and creating a little wrinkle. The longer you hold it, the more wrinkles you'll get. So if I'm holding it, it's wrinkling. Okay, I like it. Trust me, the lady on YouTube was worse than me because I didn't want to have a video that was just me. So that's the wrinkle tool. It creates cool wrinkles and a different line that you can use for your background, so for your scene, for your character. So that's that one. Select it again. We're going to use the crystallize tool. I'm going to zoom in and we're going to use it on the bottom of this. So crystallize, same thing. If you push in and go up, it's going to go up into your shape. If you pull it down, it's going to come out. Now, with this, the crystallize tool, I find it's really, really crazy. What you can do is double click on this. You can double click on any of them and change the width. So if you didn't like how big that was, what I usually do is just hit the down arrow and change them. Say we do it like 5 inches. And I like to keep my brush symmetrical because if not, it does really weird things. So whatever you have here should be the same here. Hit OK. See how small that is now? And it's a little bit more controlled. It's not as crazy when it's that big. Okay, so I'm going to delete this shape since it's gotten crazy. I'm going to do another one. Let's do an oval. Move it over here. And then we're going to do the scallop tool. It looks a little bit the same as the wrinkle or crystallize, but it scallops the edges. Same thing with this. You can double click on it, make it smaller, 0.25. Okay. And change it. The longer you hold it, the more you're going to get those different points and edges. But see how it looks? You're just creating more lines. If you wanted that look, I would just use the crystallize tool. You have more control. But this is good if you want to do like really like spiky grass, something like that. We still have some of our shape intact. This is the bloat tool. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. The bloat tool, all it does is make it out in the shape of your brush. So if you want it to bloat bigger, if you want it to come in, you can come in. It's only going to go in so far though. If you start out here and come in, it will do it a lot better than when you rest on the line and come in. You see the difference? I'm resting on that line and coming in. It sometimes pushes out. So if you come out here and then go in, that helps. This is good for like if you want to do clouds or make something that's like a totally different shape. This is crazy. Delete this one. We're going to do another shape. We'll move it. We did the bloat. Now we're going to do the pucker. Same thing with this. It's just a little bit different than the bloat. It creates like little humps. If you want them to be points, drag them out that way. Like drag it all the way out to the line. If you want it just that wavy little line, just click, 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 click. If you wanted a point, drag it out. You can always go back and use the smooth tool to smooth out these lines and create less anchor points. It'll help with the memory and saving the file. It'll have a lesser size for file. Okay, let's move this a little bit. So that was the pucker. The twirl is the one students most like, but I find that it's the most distracting and not used correctly. So this is how it starts. It looks really cool, but then students kind of go crazy with it and keep twirling and twirling and twirling and twirling. And then it just looks like a big blob. Like if you come out and you twirl it, that's cool. You have to use it in moderation and know what you're doing with the twirl. Okay, so that's the twirl tool. The next one is the warp. Same thing. It's just pucker. This one, and this one are all similar as this one, and this one are similar. Okay. And now I'm going to show you, I need to have an outline on this. So I'm going to put a black outline. I'm going to show you this one, the width tool. Let's do a star. Okay, so with the width tool, you can select and change the width of your line, making it more oval. There's different paths. If you click it over there, you can move and you have like more control. So like the more you click and move it, the more it will change its shape. And this is for lines. See how that is? That's how you change that. Okay, and that's all warping shapes and objects with the warp tools on the tool panel.